over. Uthersbaugh, he scores.
The other turnover shot, score! Union goal!
Ferguson shoots one, he scores! Here's in possession, they score!
Uthersbaugh shot, score! Ben Uthersbaugh! RPI's in front, our Union's in front, 4-3.
Uthersbaugh does it again!
All right, joining me is Aiden Burns, who is in the passenger seat.
Hello, I am behind the camera.
And we're going to talk about the stats for both the Union and RPI hockey teams, both the men and the women. So what do you think, Aiden? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
To be honest, I think Union's going to take both. The RPI women's team's been doing pretty good at home this year, but they've definitely struggled in the last couple games I went to. They had a lot of games where it was ranked teams like Clarkson and Quinnipiac, and they really couldn't compete with that. The Clarkson game, they were up 3-0, and they lost 8-3, so that was really bad. I think that'll be a closer game, but the men's, it's going to be difficult. Union's having a great year. RPI's having a okay year too. It's just every time they're home, they kind of lose. So they've been a better road team. So maybe not at Houston Fieldhouse MVP, maybe they'll be a little better, but Union's been having a good year. I think either way, it's going to be a really, it's going to be a good game though. It's a rivalry game. So,
what are your predictions for the women's game and the men's game?
I think women's we're going to lose. I would say 4-2. I think the Union men's game against RPI men's game, I think it's going to be something like 4-1 or something. But I don't know. I mean, again, they could surprise me. They've done that before. So,
and best players on each team.
I'm not fully with the rosters, but I know I think there's a captain on the RPI team. She's pretty good. And, obviously, RPI can play a very offensively game. They can go up there and get a lot of shots. I think the goalies are going to need a little more work for RPI, but honestly, I think RPI is still rebuilding. I think they're going to eventually get up there. It's just going to take a while.
For tonight's game, first for the visiting Garnet Chargers. Leading the Garnet Chargers tonight is tonight's junior Charger, Shane Cohen. At left wing, the assistant captain, a senior from Plano, Texas, number 28, Hayden Villegas. At center, a junior from Summerside, Prince Edward Island, number 11, Colby MacArthur. At right wing, an assistant captain, senior from Mississauga, Ontario, number 15, Josh Nixon. On defense, the assistant captain, a junior from Wausau, Wisconsin, number 21, John Brokaw. On defense, a junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, an assistant captain, number 7, Nick Young. And in goal, the junior from Goffstown, New Hampshire, number 36, Kyle Chavette. RPI and Union! Leading your engineers tonight is junior engineer Max Messa. Sophomore from Stratford, Ontario, number 28, Tyler
Sean Cunningham joining me now to recap the women's game because he watched the whole thing. I was at work.
Yeah, so it was a very good start for Union in the first couple periods because they had a 3-goal lead at one point in the second period. But in the later parts of the period and in the third period, they were kind of getting a little bit more lackadaisical, especially late in the third, because it looked like there was a chance that RPI was going to get back in the game. They had a shot from the point that went in. Might have been deflected, not sure, but in the later minutes, though, RPI had the extra attacker on. There was a few more chances they could have gotten, but just weren't able to get any solid chances on goal. Union had the necessary clears when they needed them, and that's how they ended up capturing the Mayor's Cup, which, believe it or not, based on what I have on, I'm very happy about. So we still got one more game to go. The men's game is coming up, so we're going to have to see how it goes.
All right, Aiden Burns, Sean Cunningham with me to recap the first period.
All right.
So you want to go first?
Yeah, as the RPI fan. But yeah, no, they looked for the Engineers. They came out pretty quickly. Had a lot of shots in the beginning. Got the first goal. Union got a good rebound and scored. Again, very even game. I think last year it was already like 2-0 at this point. So this game is going to be really close. I think it can really go either way.
Yeah, it started out a little bit slow, I feel like, in the first period, but for the Union side of things, RPI was probably the more energetic team starting things off. But then when it came to the penalty that RPI almost capitalized on, there was a play in front of the net. I can't believe how that puck stayed out. It was right on the line. I like that goal by Josh Nixon, just banking off the back of the net and in. That's it.
I'll say one more thing. The energy is great here.
Yeah.
The whole lower bowl is sold out. This is my second straight year going, and it feels like they sell out almost all these lower bowls for this game. So it's a great tradition, and let's keep it going. I mean, it's a fun hockey game because again, we don't get much hockey here at MVP since the Albany Devils left. So pretty cool.
This is one of my pleas to bring hockey back to Albany. I know it probably won't happen, but please.
We got the college games in the NCAA, and that's it.
Go Saints too.
Go Saints.
All right, so we have no change at the end of the second period of play, and there were a few bits of excitement in the period. There was another wide open cage, another post hit for RPI, and then Union had a couple of chances in the final minute of the period, but still it's just been no dice. And I was thinking, because I'm at the game with my dad right now too, and we were talking to each other and saying this might be a bit of a low scoring game, and it certainly has been through 2 periods of play.
Yeah, very low scoring. I think this third period is going to be huge. Honestly, with how this game has gone, I think there's going to be one more goal and that's going to win the game. I feel like it's going to be 2-1, 3-1, or something like that. With how the game's going, there's not going to be as many goals, so I think it's going to be really interesting third period.
Who do you think has been the best player on each team so far?
Well, in my mind, like one of the better defensemen for Union's been Nick Young. I mean, he's been doing a good job on the forecheck. He's been laying down some good hits, keeping the puck out of the zone. He's been doing a really good job tonight. Even though he hasn't been on the score sheet, I think he's done a good job.
I think our goalie's having a good day. I mean, when I went to a few games earlier this year, he really struggled, but I think he's done really well today. And again, he's faced a lot of tough challenges and a lot of tough shots, a lot of close calls. But both goalies have been great, 1-1 after 2 periods. It's kind of been a battle of the goalies. You know, they started off giving up a goal in the first 10 minutes, both of them, but now they've been very defensively well.
Kathy Sheehan costume. We're gonna have to take that off next year because she will not be running for re-election. You guys are seriously split on your teams? That's interesting. Well, so far they're tied, so I don't know, my money's on Union, but I don't.
Oh, come on.
I don't bet.
Okay.
Hey, kudos to them putting your brother in the Sacred Heart game.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Nick. You guys know who I am. This is John. We just watched the Women's Mayor Cup. Awesome game. 3-1 or 3-2 final. Yeah. All right. Make sure to come out and support the 6 o'clock game. RPI all the way. Let's go, baby.
Please direct your attention to the area by the Union bench. Albany Mayor Kathy Sheehan is joined by Troy Mayor Carmela Mantello and Schenectady Mayor Gary McCarthy. At this time, Mayor Sheehan will present the Mayor's Cup Trophy to Schenectady Mayor Gary McCarthy, who is joined by Union Captain Maren Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center ice as the 2025 Mayor's Cup Trophy is presented to Union President David Harris and Schenectady Mayor Gary McCarthy. Congratulations to the City of Schenectady and to the 2025 Mayor's Cup champion, Union College Garnet Chargers.
And what an electric night it was. And these are just some of my takeaways from the Mayor's Cup, some things that Aiden and Sean did not touch on, but looking at RPI's website, the goals for RPI were from Jack Brackett and Jeremy Payant. I think I'm pronouncing their names right. There were assists from Jake Gagnon and Elliot McDermott. Union had scores by Josh Nixon, who was their leading scorer, and their goalkeeper was Kyle Chavette, who helped save the RPI goal attempts. The total number of fans attending, 7,300. Pretty impressive. Congrats to the Union Garnet Chargers. They did awesome, and RPI also was a tough hanger as well, but overall in ECAC play, looking at the standings, RPI has fallen. Union still kind of climbing up there in the rankings, but Quinnipiac is number 1. RPI is near the bottom, just above Princeton and St. Lawrence. Meanwhile, over on the women's side, it's Colgate in the number 1 spot. RPI is in the same position as the men. Union is just 1 above them. And that game was pretty cool as well. Sean obviously had that recap, but other than that, overall it was pretty cool. I don't really know that much about hockey, but there were a few penalties called, but for the most part, the game was pretty even, and because this is college hockey, there's not going to be a lot of roughness and toughness because fighting's not allowed. However, there was a fight once at the second edition of the Mayor's Cup in 2014.